Happy New Year to you all. Over the holidays, I was back in England visiting family for Christmas. And guess what the big story is over there? The attempt by the establishment to overturn the Brexit vote, with former Prime Minister Tony Blair calling this week for a second referendum because, of course, the people got it wrong in 2016. Sound familiar? Here in America, the establishment is all in on a new effort to overturn the 2016 presidential vote. They're saying President Trump is mentally unfit and must be removed using the 25th Amendment, which has almost overnight replaced Russia as the #1 topic of conversation at elite dinner parties. According to the establishment, a new book by Michael Wolff proves that the president is crazy. So, as a public service to you, we're here to help separate fact from fiction when it comes to fire and fury. First of all, every supporter of President Trump should understand one thing about this book. The argument that Donald Trump is mentally unfit is not Michael Wolff's opinion, it's the opinion of some of the people closest to the president. I said back in the summer, when I first learned what these aides and hangers-on were saying to Wolff, that the president is surrounded by too many two-faced, self-serving muppets who say one thing in public and another behind the president's back. That is still true today. But the important question is not about the stories in the book or, frankly, even the president's mental state. It's how any of this affects the real world and your life. Let's just go along with the critics for a moment, the ones who are screaming on television that the president might be crazy. Maybe the president is a bit crazy, but forgive me for asking, how exactly did sane work out for America? Who made the rich richer and working people poorer? Who gave dictators the green light to cause mayhem around the world? Who sold out our economy to China? Who invaded Iraq? No, not crazy Trump, but supposedly sane Obama, Bush and Clinton. In 2016, Americans said, well, if that's what sane gets you, I'll take crazy, thanks very much. And by the way, how sane were those establishment presidents anyway? Bill Clinton had an illicit affair with an intern in the Oval Office after being accused of sexual harassment and even rape before he was elected. George W. Bush constantly had to deny rumors that he was a recovering alcoholic. As for Obama, well, all I can tell you is that my old boss, former British Prime Minister David Cameron, thought Obama was one of the most narcissistic, self-absorbed people he'd ever dealt with. Obama never listened to anyone, always thought he was smarter than every expert in the room, and treated every meeting as an opportunity to lecture everyone else. This led to real-world disasters like Syria and the rise of ISIS. But the real world doesn't matter to the elites. For them, it's all about style and tone, not substance and results. Donald Trump offends the elites aesthetically, like a piece of art that's not to their taste. They can afford to do that because they live in a world of booming neighborhoods with delightful hipster eateries and everyone they know employed in the virtual world of the knowledge economy. They don't see what's going on in the actual economy. The closed factories, the boarded-up shops, the family members on opioids, the lowest level of employment for men since the Depression, wages flat or falling for 40 years. In 2016, working Americans put someone in the Oval Office who did see all that. And whatever his mental state, he's achieved more for working Americans in 1 year than his predecessors did in 8, or 16, frankly. So yes, there's fire and fury in Washington and New York and other enclaves of elitism. But what matters is pushing forward the pro-worker populist agenda on immigration, on infrastructure, on trade and the fight against China. That's the next revolution we need. Please tell me what you think. Follow us on Twitter and have your say at Steve Hilton X and at NextRevFNC.